That was, well, come back to earth moment, I suppose. Steph got hurt. We obviously lost a very winnable game where it was really frustrating the way it ended, right? With a Draymond missed 3-pointer that, I mean, if it went in, we won. Bad Kuminga defense on DeMar DeRozan, where you were like wondering if, it was overthought there. But at the same time, you're happy that Kuminga got the reps on DeMar down the stretch, but he was defending Kobe White really well, while Clay or Wiggins were doing a really good job on DeMar DeRozan. So another one of those losses where you're just kind of deflated, of course, especially since Steph will have an MRI, and I still have not seen anything. I'll check just so we're sure that, any news aren't out there already, which obviously could be true because I've not been on Twitter for like few minutes, but he's expected to miss some time, so Chris Paul will probably set in, right? We'll see if that means a week or 2 weeks. If it was a week, we have some favorable schedule when you think about it, because 2 games against the Spurs, one will be without Victor Wembanyama for sure. So if he missed just those, that would be perfect, but obviously that might be a little too optimistic. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes, and just keep it forward, man. It was really rough for Kuminga tonight defensively against DeMar. He really got cooked, man. He really just didn't stand a chance against him, and that makes you wonder even more about why Wiggins or Clay weren't on him when they were doing a better job. But at the same time, you want Kuminga to get those reps, to watch that film, to get better at it, and next time get him. And man, better get burned here than in the playoffs, even though, of course, we're still fighting to even be in the playoffs. So you might question that logic in a way. Nonetheless, it is what it is. It's really tough. 19, 10, and 2 for Kuminga overall. Still, overall, was happy with his offensive game and the rebounding, but tough night on the defensive end for JK. And Paul's had a really bad night with that missed layup. It happens, but I also feel like he gets, a little too Splash Bros happy, where he passes the ball only to those two guys, and sometimes the ball sticks with him a little too much. And it's intriguing that he gets as much leeway as he does with Kerr, even though you understand that he does a lot of the dirty work. But he also isn't as good defensively as the numbers suggest. He is, of course, serviceable and smart, but probably should not be guaranteed to close in crunch time. Even though I get that Steph was out, but maybe you could try GP2 since defense. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Moody also got those reps in crunch time. He had 9 rebounds, 10 points, brought some good energy. And Wiggins played just 15 minutes again. I wonder if that has to do with Moody, if that is to do with his conditioning, if that is to do with, I don't know, man. But he missed just a week of time and played just 15 minutes. It really felt like today he could have played at least 20, 25 minutes. But probably want to ease him back into it, I suppose. Trace, 8 and 4, not as good of a night as against the Bucks, but still had some good plays. Clay, 25 points. Shame he wasn't hot because he shot the ball well, but there were some shots where you were like, yeah, Clay could have gotten a lot more, man. He could have had an easy 30 ball and we would have won this game, but he still had an overall, I would say, solid game tonight. But at the end of the day, it boils down to Steph and Draymond playing really badly, right? Draymond, even though he had a triple-double, I felt like he overhelped way too much, especially on Kuminga drives. On drives that were on Jonathan Kuminga. He left Vucevic to do whatever the hell he wanted. And what did he end with? 33, 11, and 5 for Vuce tonight. And Draymond was really disrespectful with his coverage, I would say. And just a weird night defensively where he was overhelping just too much. And Steph was on bullshit tonight before he got hurt. He had a really bad game. He was taking really bad shots, playing hero ball. And then he got hurt, and it sucks even more, of course, because I feel like if he stays in this game, plays his 32 minutes, 35 minutes, we win this game, and we move on to the Spurs with a much better mindset, even though it was not a pretty game, right? So it is what it is. Chris Paul will have to step in. We'll see what happens. What else is there to say, man? We continue to push the pace really well. The Bulls shot the beams of the 3 ball. Like I said, we really defended the pick and rolls. I thought badly. We defended, Draymond defended really poorly today with his overhelping, which was not the case throughout the last couple of games. So hopefully just one mislaps. And to be fair, to defense Steve Kerr in Kuminga and Moody out there for defense, their defense brought us back in this game early in that fourth quarter, right? It was those two creating steals, creating havoc defensively that helped us do that. And I saw a lot of people say JK is not as good of a defender as we think he is. Maybe if you thought he was great, but he's really good still. He's really good still, and just because he got cooked by DeMar, who is just a savvy veteran, right? 33, 8, and 4 tonight, and is a really smart ball player, right? He is just a great scorer, great offensive player. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But the Bulls were feisty, man. They were really feisty, and they have been feisty. They are 3-0 now on the East Coast road trip. I mean West Coast road trip, right? They beat the Kings, they beat the Jazz, they beat the Warriors today. So they were coming in a pretty good spot, right, where they had nothing to lose here, kinda. And that's what a lot of teams do in Chase Summer, it feels like. And they just shoot the seams of the ball, man, in our house. It is what it is, but hopefully Wiggins minutes go a little bit more up. Hopefully we see Chris Paul starting. I would honestly like to see Moody start instead of Podziemski, or maybe you could go Potts at point. Moody here. I don't know, man. I would really like to see Moody actually get the start and, Potts bring the energy off the bench, maybe. But maybe that would be a little too much. Potts creates his role, right, and he can do a little bit more of everything than Moody. But at the same time, I think Moody is the better defender and better shooter, or more willing shooter for sure. So that is that, I guess. Just a tough loss. Hopefully, Steph is not hurt for much more longer than a week, and we can look at it that the team got some chemistry without him against the Spurs in those two games. And when we look at Golden State Warriors, where are we? Here. If we beat the Spurs, the Mavs without Steph, I think we could still beat. And if he's back for the Lakers, then we have the Knicks, Grizzlies, Pacers. So if he misses 3 to 4 games here, I think we can go 3-1 here, or maybe 2-2, and we're still okay-ish. But we would have to go on a really good run to end the season here with maybe just a loss or two. So that is that. Obviously hurts in the standings because all the teams that we need to lose won. The Mavs won tonight, the Kings won tonight, the Suns won tonight, and that just sucks, obviously, for us. So we'll see, man. We need to get to that 7-6 spot, right? Hopefully the 6th spot, because you don't want to play Denver in the first round at all. But hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is at the end of the day. We dug ourselves this hole, and we'll see if they can climb out of it. Nonetheless, it's really funny, right? The roller coaster that is the NBA and the sports season, because yesterday all our spirits were as high as it gets after the Bucks win, and now it could be all the way down. But shit, I had a tough day besides basketball, so I guess that also inflicts my mood here. Let me know your thoughts if you want. Like, please. I actually would appreciate it today if you enjoy me rambling about basketball, or if I, bring you some Warriors talk that you like to hear. It would mean something to me actually today, because I just had a really bad day. And that is that. As always, be kind, transparent to others. MLB The Show next week. Fortnite new season tonight. And I'll be back on Sunday with the Spurs Warriors game talk. As always, baby.